Hello everyone. I have created this video to elaborate you about programming concepts in C. Therefore, this session will be the backbone for students to develop their programming skills. So, sit patiently and get ready to learn C programming in an easy way. And for any query, you can place it at comments. And I am much desperate to solve all your queries through all my efforts. So, all the best, and let's begin our learning. Okay, first of all, we will discuss about input-output functions that are written in the C programs to perform input-output operations simply. But before continuing it, there are few things which you should memorize at this particular time. So I'm telling you in short that there are certain functions in C programs which are already defined. It simply means that we do not bother to write their instructions manually. Rather, their instructions are already written. It is already available in the header files. It is one of the reasons that why we are writing these header files at the first line. Therefore, such functions are termed as system-defined functions. What we need to do is we just simply call that function and the compiler will execute its relevant instructions from header files. Okay. On the other hand, there are certain functions which are defined by the user. Their instructions are written by the programmer. Therefore, such functions are termed as user-defined functions. Now, input. Here, input means to provide the program with some data to be used in the program. It is simple. Okay, like if we are calculating something, obviously we need some information. And this information can be made available in the program by using input mechanism. It's simple. Now, what is output? Output means to display data on the screen, or we can say just write the data to a printer or writing it on a file like that. C programming language provides many built-in functions to read any given input and to display data on the screen when there is a need to output the result. Now come to getChar and putChar function. So first getChar. As its name indicates, get means you are receiving something. You are receiving information. And this function is doing the same. This function reads a character from the terminal, from the runtime environment. And this function reads only single character at a time. You should remember this, single character. You can use this method in a loop in case you want to read more than one character at a time. And similarly, the putChar function, it displays the character passed to it on the screen and returns the same character, just like getChar function. This function too displays only a single character at a time, and obviously if you want to display more than one characters, use putChar method in the loop. Now come to first line written in the main function intc. It's a declaration of variable of type integer whose value is entered at runtime, and to do so we are using getChar function. GetChar function, it's a function that will get the information which is entered at runtime, but you should remember that it will get a single character at that time. Okay, so that value will be stored in the variable c, and this variable will print its value by using putChar function. So what all I did is that variable is simply passed into the function putChar. Second one is gets and puts function. The standard library function gets, standard library function, or we can say system defined function. Both are same. So gets function, it accepts input in the form of a string. And a string simply means it is a collection of integers, alphabets, symbols, and space bars also. Space bar, or you can say white space characters. So each call to gets will read all the characters from the input string. Okay, means whatever string we have given in the runtime environment, all that string will be stored into the variable, that variable which is passed into the gets function. Look at the program. In this program, a variable str of type character is defined as an array. Okay, so now just read this statement char str, and in large bracket it is written 100. It simply means that it is a variable of name str of type character, and it is capable to store 100 elements. And then we want to read the string value at the runtime. Therefore, it is written printf enter a value, and then whatever value is written at runtime, the gets function will execute and it will store that particular string into str variable. And simply we want to print that variable, so we need to write puts. Puts will display the string value at runtime. The last one is scanf and printf function. First we will talk about printf function. In C programming language, printf function is used to print the characters, string, float, integers, octal and hexadecimal values. And where it prints on the output screen. We use printf function with %d format specifier. %d is used to print the integer variable. Okay, the value of integer variable, it is a format specifier. Similarly, %c is used to display characters, %f is used for float variables, %s is for string variable, %lf is for double. Double means the variable of type double. Double is also a kind of data type. And %x, that is used to print the hexadecimal variables. Okay. Printf function also supports /n. /n, as we know, that it is used to print the statement in the next line on the output screen. And the scanf function is used to read the characters, string, numeric data from the keyboard. User enters a string or any value is assigned to the variable whose address is passed to the scanf function. Look at the program. In this program, two variables are declared, str and I. Str variable is declared as an array of type character, and I variable is declared as an integer. These variables are unknown variables, so we need to input their values at runtime. And also these variables have their own specific values. Str will store string value, and I will store an integer number. We need to store the values in these variables where the values should be given at runtime. To do so, printf function will print the statement enter a value as it is at the runtime screen, and whatever the relevant values we have entered will be stored to their concerning variables with the help of scanf function. That is why the address of variable is passed in scanf function. But remember one thing, that variable str is declared as an array. An array variable don't need to mention with their address in scanf function, which will be much clear to you when we will discuss about array. Uh, and finally, at last, to print the values of these variables are passed into the printf function, which are denoted by the identifiers %s, %d. That's it.